I saw the Drip EZ Barbecue Prep Tub XL online and thought for sure I would like it. We reached out and they sent one my way. And let me tell you, I love it. You're probably like me and hate the kitchen mess when you prep briskets, pork shoulders, ribs, pork loin, top round, bottom round, churrasco, burgers, carne asada, al pastor, pork belly, chicharrones, pork chops, ribeyes, flat irons, tri-tips, salmon. This thing is like a jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Did you know there was more to that saying? Jack of all trades is actually a compliment, and the Drip EZ XL is worthy.
Yes, you're the one that I've been searching for.
I'm out here looking for gear that makes RVing and camping more immersive, convenient, and fun. This thing is out here acting as a cutting board, prep tub, container for marinating or brining, wash basin, ice bucket, temporary recycle bin, and on top of all that, the store is basically flat. It's less than 1 inch thick. When it's compressed, you can slide that right into your cupboard of your RV or your cupboard at home, or both. As a cutting board, it's a great size. I was prepping breakfast while camping, and well, see for yourself, I sliced a few mushrooms with a dull knife, stacked some spinach on it, and the hero of the deal was the leftover ribeye. But look at all that space. You could do some real prep work on there with all sorts of veggies or meats and cheeses.
Okay, I'm sure that this will look great, but I'm doing it anyway. Leftovers.
The cutting surface is tough too, and it's very solid. Look at these orange parts here. Even though there's all that pliable rubber, the cutting surface is very strong and it's got a rigid design. Check out the square plastic supports underneath and the rubber feet that keep it solidly in place. When you're cutting, chopping, prepping, you'll feel in control, which is great on a portable camping ready board like this. You know those fancy cutting boards that have a little groove around the edge to catch the juices from the meat you're working with? You know how they're not quite deep enough and the liquids always run onto your counter either while you're cutting or while you're carrying the board to the sink, garbage disposal, or trash can? Look at these 2 layers of drip collection. They're so deep. You could cut several steaks on here after letting them sit and the juices wouldn't overwhelm the system. I'm gonna pour water on here just to see how much it can actually handle before spilling over. Okay, here's a half cup of water. That's more liquid than your steak is gonna release while you slice. You can carry whatever mess you're dealing with to the sink or the trash without worry. It's unbelievable. If you lift up on the edge while holding the cutting board surface down, you got the perfect container for whatever meat you're working with. When you salt or add a dry rub, the overspray, the overthrow, or whatever stays in the bin. It doesn't fly onto your countertop, which is a pain at home and an insect nightmare in an RV. Imagine those ants coming in after spilling brown sugar in all the little places that you can't find to clean. Look at me here, not doing it right and not lifting the sides, tossing my homemade rub all over these ribs. When I finally lifted the sides, pop. Don't ever do it like that. Dry rub bounced everywhere. Raise the sides, then put the meat in. After that, I put the lid on top of the Drip EZ and took these ribs right to the fridge to sit overnight. This is insane. In the past, I've used baking sheets, which have gotten the job done, but what do you cover them with? Sometimes I have commercial tinfoil or plastic wrap on hand that's big enough and strong enough to cover everything, even bones, so they don't tear. But most of the time I don't. That means to cover at home, you've got to wrap twice with that grocery store stuff to give the meat decent protection from outside air. And it typically doesn't work. So maybe you should just set the meat in the fridge uncovered and save the hassle. No self-respecting chef would ever do that. The lid doesn't form a tight seal, so whatever you're marinating or brining can breathe a little. It's solid enough to keep it where it should be, but not too tight. I wish I had a pork belly to show you the brining process, but if you were going to make your special brand of homemade bacon to impress the in-laws, this would be the perfect container. I brined pork belly before, and my biggest frustration was really trying to find the right vessel. The Drip EZ would have been awesome. It's great as a utility vessel at camp too. I've used it several times as a camp wash basin. Wash basin is short for sink. It's big enough to wash pretty much anything you've been cooking with. It can also be used as a pretty convenient ice bucket, either at camp or in your backyard. It's not a cooler, but should your cold beverages be sitting around long enough to need a cooler at a party in your backyard? I don't think so. I mean, I guess it depends on the day, but the philosophical moment here is that when things are easier, things are easier. We're not supposed to make life more difficult. We're supposed to use the tools that we have to make life just flow, to get the job done without stress, and to get back to enjoying our time with each other. At camp, at home, anywhere. What do I love about this product? Just about everything, really. It folds away so nicely. You can take it anywhere or store it in your kitchen at home. I love that it keeps the counters clean when you're tossing a rub or when you're preparing ribs, brisket, or a bunch of burgers or chicken wings. Not to mention the fact that the lid is very handy if you're trying to stoke a fire that has wet wood and isn't working well at all while it's late at night and you're trying to make a video about a fire pit tool. This lid has many, many uses. What I don't love, almost nothing. If I could ask Drip Easy for one thing, it would be to have a tighter lid. That's pretty specific and for specific jobs. I don't know that they really need to answer my call, but if you were brining, a tighter lid or the option to tighten down the lid could be good. My advice, get two. Use one for everything that we've been talking about and another to soak your weary, tired feet in warm water after long days of having fun. Imagine sitting at camp with your toes soaking away next to a fire. Oh, man. But for the sake of everyone, don't get the two Drippies prep tubs confused. The heartometer is dishing out a very solid 4.875 hearts for this baby. I even have two friends who've bought different sizes since we've been traveling around together over the last couple of months. It's that good and that useful. Thanks to you for watching this video. Be sure and like and subscribe and all the rest, and thanks to Travel Resorts America for giving us a space to camp and test our gear. Another shout out to the Kermis Family Farm. Without the support of great people and spaces like these, our reviews wouldn't be possible. This YouTube channel is brought to you by RVing, the best RV and camping magazine in the history of RV. Built by people who know what helps and how to have fun. It keeps you in the know. Subscribe for great tips, great stories, great photography, and even a great crossword puzzle.